Ever wondered why the cold brew from your favorite cafe tastes so smooth and rich, while your homemade version sometimes falls a little flat? Well, today we're diving deep into the art of cold brew to unlock those secrets. It's not just about steeping coffee in cold water. It's a science of flavor extraction that, once mastered, will change your coffee game forever. Let's start with the absolute foundation, the coffee beans. For cold brew, you want to go with a coarse grind. Think of something similar to breadcrumbs or coarse sea salt. Why, a coarse grind prevents your coffee from over-extracting, which is what causes that bitter, muddy taste. A finer grind, like you'd use for espresso, has too much surface area and will turn your brew sour and astringent. Plus, a coarse grind is much easier to filter out later, giving you a cleaner, clearer final product. So, remember, step 1 for a perfect brew is a good, consistent, coarse grind. Freshly ground beans are always best for maximum flavor. Next up, the coffee-to-water ratio. This is where you can really start to customize your brew. A great starting point is a 1:8 ratio by weight. That means for every 1 part of coffee, you'll use 8 parts of water. For example, if you use 100 grams of coffee, you'll need 800 grams or 800 milliliters of water. This creates a strong concentrate that's perfect for pouring over ice and diluting with water or milk. If you prefer a ready-to-drink brew that's less intense, you can try a ratio closer to 1:12 or even 1:15. Don't be afraid to experiment. Grab a kitchen scale. It's your best friend here. Measuring by weight is far more accurate than by volume and ensures consistency every single time. Now, let's talk about the steeping process. This is where the magic happens. Combine your coarse coffee grounds and filtered water in a jar or a French press. Give it a gentle stir to make sure all the grounds are saturated. Then cover it and let it steep. The big question is, where and for how long? For a classic, smooth cold brew, you'll want to steep it at room temperature for about 12 to 18 hours. If you prefer a brighter, slightly more acidic flavor profile, you can steep it in the refrigerator for a bit longer, maybe 18 to 24 hours. The cooler temperature slows down extraction, highlighting different notes in the coffee. A shorter steep time will result in a weaker, more tea-like coffee, while a longer steep time risks over-extraction. Again, 12 hours is a great starting point. Once your coffee has finished steeping, it's time for the most crucial step: filtration. The goal here is to remove all the coffee grounds and fine sediment to get that silky smooth texture we all love. If you used a French press, gently plunge it down. But for the cleanest brew, I recommend a 2-step filtering process. First, pour the brew through a fine mesh sieve to catch the larger grounds. Then, for the second pass, line that sieve with a coffee filter or a double layer of cheesecloth and pour the brew through again. This will catch all the fine particles or fines that make coffee taste gritty. It takes a little patience, but the result is a crystal clear concentrate that is absolutely worth the effort. So you've made your perfect cold brew concentrate. Now what? This potent elixir is your base for all sorts of delicious drinks. The classic way to serve it is over a generous amount of ice. Then dilute it to your preferred strength. A good rule of thumb is a 1-to-1 ratio of concentrate to water or milk. If you love a creamy latte, fill a glass with ice, add your cold brew, and top it off with your favorite milk oat, almond, or whole milk. All work beautifully. You can also get creative. Add a splash of vanilla syrup, a drizzle of caramel, or even a dash of cinnamon. For a refreshing twist, try adding a splash of tonic water and a lemon peel for a coffee spritzer. The possibilities are endless. And remember, your homemade concentrate will stay fresh in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. So you can enjoy perfect cold brew every single morning.